In this lesson, I will talk about the major and the minor scale. You will learn how those are constructed, and I will also touch upon what scales are derived from the major scale. The structure of a scale is what makes a scale deserving of its name and what determines how the scale sounds. There's 8 notes in a full scale. It's the distance between those notes that determine its structure and therefore its name and sound. Let's add the note distances between the notes to make this scale a major scale. This number tells you that the interval between the first and the second note is a whole step, which equals 2 half steps. This number tells you that the interval between the third and the fourth note is a half step. Notice and remember that a major scale is all whole note steps, except between the third and the fourth, and the seventh and the eighth note. That's an easy way to remember it. And please do so. It will be of use for many years to come in your musical journey. The major scale is the only scale with this exact structure. And every major scale, no matter the key, has this same structure. Let's see what notes we would get when we build the major scale on a C note as a root. Notice that there are no sharps or flats. Also notice that the interval between E and F is a half step. Same for B and C. That's also something to remember. Let's take a look where you would find these notes on a piano keyboard. Notice how all the notes of the C major scale match the white keys of the piano. Also notice that there are no black keys between the third and the fourth, or the seventh and the eighth. Correct, that's where the half steps are. The major scale sounds like this. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now let's change the key. Notice that the structure remains the same when I fill in the notes that would give us a D major scale. And take a listen. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Both C major and D major sound basically like the same thing, only D is higher pitched. It's very similar to what would happen if I would play a tune in 2 keys. Here's Autumn Leaves in C. And again in D. You see, same tune, just at a different pitch. Now you know the structure of the major scale. If you would know how to play whole step and half step intervals, you are ready to discover how you can play a major scale on your instrument. But how about that minor scale you promised? Let's go back to the C major scale for that. And notice how I'm gonna add the notes at the end. What I'm doing here, basically I'm starting the scale again in another octave. Just like on a piano keyboard, I can repeat the sequence. The minor scale can be derived from the major scale by starting it at its 6th degree. Let's do that. Here's the 6th degree, which in this case is an A. Because it's the root of our new scale, I'm gonna number it as 1. I'll continue the sequence by copy-pasting notes and intervals from the C major scale. Voila! Here's your minor scale, in this case A minor, because A is the root. Notice where the half steps are. Between the 2nd and 3rd degree, and the 5th and the 6th. Again, remember that. So, A minor is the same scale as C major? Well, yes and no. They share the same notes, but they have a different root. So playing the A minor scale, you would start at the A note. For C major, you would start at C. Try to play them, and you will notice they suggest very different emotions. There's a whole set of other scales you can get from this same set of notes, just by taking a different degree of the major scale as a key center. Let me quickly give you a first look at those. These are all the correct names for different scales coming from the major scale. If I was to be 100% correct, I should actually call the minor scale Aeolian and the major scale Ionian. By the way, these are all really chic names for good old Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So. Final thoughts. The structure of these scales are key building blocks for the harmony and melody of music that you love. I hope you leave this lesson remembering what the structure of major and minor scales look like, and where the half steps are. There's no doubt in my mind that it will benefit your development as a musician if you do.